What do you mean?
Well, I'll definitely say this one is a more difficult match. We are doing this post commentary. This is definitely the more difficult match because we are on a bit of a more difficult map. It is the forest, and it is it's this area definitely has a very strong main building, a lot of open area. Now, thankfully, because of our add-on and our perk combination, I think we will be able to get a lot of value. Because of all this open space, I will be able to be hidden, I think, just due to the decreased range to be seen from. So we do actually catch him here, it seems. He doesn't really vault, surprisingly. I think he was really waiting for me to appear there, which is a little bit strange. And I think he actually left the area. Best case scenario here is to try to get pallets out, man. We're gonna hide the light as long as we, because I have finally figured out that they don't hide the light in the dream world. So, little tidbit, just so you guys know. So we try to hide the light as much as we can, utilize the footwork, and then we notice that they're going to be working on, like, this was the gen that they were working on when they first started. As you can see, there's at least one other person there trying to take a body block. So we just take it. The prompt was there. They're just trying to spin around and try to bait another swing. It's not worth actually going for, because I think if I had gone for another swing, even though it would have been a knockdown, it still wouldn't have been. It probably would have gotten him wiggle. He probably would have escaped my grasp, and that wouldn't have been a good idea. So that's why we just go ahead and go after the Cade here, who decided to take a body block, which means you're actually able to get a second hook. Now they're knocking out the gen very quick, and they're getting the save very fast. So we are kind of seeing that the pace of this match is definitely going to be very pedal to the metal. We have to get on them as soon as possible. We have to start applying pressure as soon as possible. They're once again healing under the hook immediately, very fast. So we have to get on Nicholas Cage even faster now and try to get him down. We have to get him out of the way. Now, we know he seems like he's the weakling, so we're just going to go ahead and get rid of the pallet, place down a fake one, keep it rolling, and you just have to keep pushing. Got to make sure we utilize everything we can here. Just take out those resources, start creating a dead zone. If he tries to vault, he goes down, so he probably shouldn't do that. He has yet another one, so once again, brutal strength value. It's a good thing we have brutal strength, because if it was any slower, he would have made a lot of distance, and we don't want that. Now, this area here is a little bit tricky, but we can, I think he actually, yeah, he just kind of vaulted back in. It's very strong. Now, we have another one trying to body block. Another one actually came in for another body block as well, which is something I try to do, is to try to get I try to threaten that I'm going to go after the person that's been unhooked, so that they can try to come save them. And because we're using that, then it does allow you to get extra hits in, which can create a little bit extra slowdown because they're trying to heal each other. And a lot of the time, because the survivor that we're going after is a weakling, they won't really be able to do a lot. Now, as you can also see, we're getting rid of resources, we're placing a lot of dream pallets, but we don't really have the opportunity to really stay on him, because keep in mind that this map is also very strong for survivors. The main building is very, very easy to exploit. So that's why we have to just try to get off of that. At least we got at least 3 pallets out of it. That's really good for us. But we don't want to invest too much time. We want to at least just kick this pallet, try to defend it, and see if there's anybody else kind of around to knock down. Which we once again find this one. Maybe she doesn't know that. Maybe she did know that the pallet was fake, but this one is real. But we just continue to follow them. They should not be able to make anything from the angle we're coming from. So we should be able to just get the lunge. They already just get the gen done anyway. As I've said before, very fast-paced match here, because they are knocking out gens very quickly, and this is where deadlock is so vital, because it gives us some info, which means that the most progressed gen is the one that is blocked, and then we see that we can then put them on the hook next to it. And now, because they're on second state, we have the defense now. We literally have exactly what we need here. We have the gen sparking. We have them off of gens. They're trying to come for a save. We know at least 2 of them are trying to close in for it. So we're just trying to get close enough so we can try to interrupt the save if possible. Just staying within proximity, because we see them. We see one on our left, and we know Nick was on the right. Now we're gonna try to fake the teleport there, make the maybe bait them in. But they keep kind of running back and forth, which is honestly working out for me, because I don't have to move. I don't have to actually swing just yet. Because they're the ones that need to close in for the save. I can secure a kill if they really want to close in, which I was not able to get the good interruption, and I was trying to hit off the endurance, but unfortunately they had the invincibility when they first get off of the hook. So that was a misplay on my part. I should have been more patient, but thankfully we know that all the survivors are going to try to close in for body blocks. This one is trying to utilize some deception, which is not going to work on me. The other one's trying to jump out of a locker to try to bait that, but we don't go for that. We just continue to get our kill because they're already down to 3 gens and I don't have a kill yet. So we have to get somebody out of the game as soon as possible. Now, if they want to take a body block, that's completely fine. It really makes no difference to me because at the end of the day, they're going to have to heal themselves and they're too afraid to take the second body block anyway. So we're still getting everything we need, but of course we're still going to have to find the next gen that's being worked on, which once again, another one just kind of flies. There's not a lot we can do with that. That's why it's a good thing we got the kill when we did, and then we go and pursue the person that is injured so that we can then create more pressure from that, because this is what we need. This is all we have. I try to reach for the lunge there, just I might have been a little too early, but we at least attempt it just to kind of get back into the groove of things, because I haven't really played Freddy since I had gotten since my headset stopped working. So, you know, we're just trying to gauge the distance, but I realize we have to fly off, and then we have to find what gen that they're working on so we can start defending that gen, because we need to defend that gen. Now, we know that they're on the mid-gen. We're trying to see if they jump off the top. They did not, but we know that he's kind of running along the side there. We might be able to follow him, maybe get a hit. We know that he's been hooked before, so it would be smart to go after him. He might give me a pallet as well, which we don't swing because I don't have endurance, so there's no point in even taking the stun. We go ahead and just put down the dream pallet. And then we continue to follow him just to see if we can get a hit in, but unfortunately this is the main building. It's very strong. As you can see, he has an extra pallet. He has the window he can reach. Now, for some reason, she's coming in for a body block, so I have no problems with that. We actually go after her because she thinks that pallet was real, so she drops it down like a damn clown, and then we are able to get another hook state. Now, once again, I have to keep saying dream pallet value because they didn't know which one was real. They wasted time actually placing it down, which means they're stuck in an animation, which gives me time to close the gap. That was also a fake pallet, right? So once again, now we got a free hit from why dream pallets, because they're locked in that animation. And because of the way that we can just kind of phase through, because there's not really any collision in the dream pallet, we can literally walk through the dream pallet, get the free hit mid-animation. Now, he decided to stand there for some reason, so we go ahead and give a kick to the gen, and now Nicolas Cage is going to be our beacon here. He's going to be that point of interest, the person here that's going to allow us to leverage the game completely to our side. Now, the idea would be is to try to get them to close in for the save while we let the most progressed gen regress. We've tried to place a couple of dream pallets in the area so that if we do need to be in a chase, we'll be able to control out the area, because we are trying to pull the game back because a lot of gens are being progressed incredibly fast and we don't have a lot of ways to progress it. We only have our general just kicking, and that's all we have. So what we notice that the Kate's going from that right side. We can pretty much just keep her pinned if we push this way, which as you can see, she's right there, but we don't have to hit her. Because you know that the other one is going to have to come off and actually get the save, which is exactly what we did. So we got the hit on them. We let them both run off because you see Kate's going to be sneaking in to try to stop the gen from regressing. We got to keep that in mind because remember that the sparking gen is also a point of interest. They want to stop the gen from regressing so they can get another gen off. And that's exactly what we're doing. We made sure to look behind ourselves, and that's very important to do, is to have awareness. You know what they're trying to do. Now, once again, brutal strength value, we can go ahead and break that, place another dream pallet, and then we start to fake the teleport back to that generator, which we see her once again running away from it. Like I've said, it's a point of interest. The other two can go run off and heal, and then we can go after the Kate now and start to use this to once again bring them back to this area to defend it. Because, and once again, from placing that dream pallet earlier, we get the free down. Now, if I was running snares, this chase would have took longer because I would have had to place them down, go around, try to get them to step in it when they already see the gigantic puddle on the ground. So they could easily run past it. But instead, they're baited into thinking that they have some defense, and then we exploit that and end up getting it down. It's a no-brainer. So now what we're trying to do is we go, okay, they're on the first hook. There's going to have to be at least one person that gets off of the gen, which they've been healing the entire time. So the gen that has the most amount of progress has been regressing the entire time. And then the other gens that we've checked on don't have any progress at all. So the best thing to do here is to stay within this proximity, try to get some more injuries, try to get them to start healing themselves, and see where they're closing in from. We have control of at least 2 generators, and the one that has the most amount of progress is the one that's regressing. Now you can see that this one is going for another body block using their base kit PT. We just follow both of them. Either one we hit is going to give us pressure. So we continue to follow them. Unfortunately, I miscalculated the amount of time it would take for the endurance, and then they start celebrating for some reason. So we try to go ahead and go after somebody else, but then we notice this gen is actually going off. We want to make sure we get that a kick as well, because the gens can go by very fast. So we need to make sure it continues to regress, and he's going to have to come back. This one wasted time dropping the dream pallet, which means they lose distance, and then we get the free down because they were trying to go for a vault. And then in the meantime, what we'll do is we'll leave them on the ground, try to go back over here to go after Kate. And that'll have to have Nicholas go ahead and pick up their teammate, maybe heal them. Now, as you're going to see here, they jump into the locker. I pretty much assumed it was going to be a forced decisive strike, which is to be expected. A lot of survivors, when they don't really have a lot of strength in their looping, they need to start utilizing perks to try to extend it artificially. And this is a perfect example of that. And now you're going to see, one more time, you're going to see, look, he's teabagging, immediately dead hearts. So 2-second chances off the bat. Because they can't actually loop correctly, so they need to start using perks to artificially extend the chases. And we see that a lot with a lot of survivors because they don't really have a lot of confidence in their own ability to loop, so they have to go ahead and start just spamming perks to get any pressure. And then, like a bozo, she drops the god pallet in the shack. So we just go ahead and replace that with the dream pallet, and then we just kind of keep an eye out. Now the gen that was regressing the entire time is going to continue to regress until they run to it. And then we continue to follow this Kate for just a bit, but she's running straight to another pallet. It's not even worth even breaking that one in the first place. Now we know that they're probably going to run back to that gen or go to main, so we're going to go ahead and check on this gen. Once again, you see they're trying to progress it again. Now I believe this person doesn't know that this pallet is fake, or maybe they do, but no matter where they go, they get downed anyway, so it really doesn't matter. We once again can place them on the hook next to this gen with the most amount of progress, because the gen next to the shack is only about halfway. So we don't really need to do a lot with that. We go ahead and give this another kick, and then once again we have the leverage on our side, because now they're on second state. Now we're threatening with a kill. And then that'll have to force someone to come off of the gen to come for the save. And that's why we're going to go ahead and start checking on the main area. We try to fake the teleport up there to try to see where he goes. She goes. She does drop down, so that gives us the opportunity to get a free down. I believe this was the one that had all the second chance perks, if I'm not mistaken. So they are going to get hooked all the way across the map, which will then pull them away from the gens again if they end up going for the save, and that pretty much puts 2 people on second state on the hook. Nicolas Cage is now forced to make a decision on to who to hook, who to unhook rather, which he does, which I, smartly, is that even a word? No, I don't know. Intelligently, I had teleported to that gen because I had a feeling they would go for that save first. We hear him through the wall, and we're just trying to see where he's gonna go. Now the other one with the second chances and the teabagging decides to quit. Kind of had a feeling that would happen because usually when they run out of perks, they tend to catch a tantrum. So that's usually what happens. Now Nick here is like doing a really strange pathing in this area, but I think we are able to catch him off guard eventually, because I just kind of kept circling around the area because there's only 2 gens to go and they're both on death hook. So no matter who I end up downing, it'll guarantee a kill. Now the problem is that this main building, as you can see by this gigantic boulder or set of boulders, it's very hard to go around that window, and I will try to counter it, but I think the only way to round it is just to vault in. There's really no way to go around. Now this window you can just drop down from the side there, but it still doesn't really give you a lot of distance, and then they can just, if the window is open, they can just keep rotating back around basically for free. So it really isn't it really is a very tough main building, and you don't really want to be chasing around the area. But what I decided to do is at least try to teleport up here to give the gen a kick in the meantime, and then we go ahead and check on the other gens just to see where the cake could possibly be, because keep in mind that they're trying to at least get another gen out of the way. to try to get closer to escape, even though their chances of escape are very low. So we checked on that area. We know that the gen's not even sparking or even going, actually. It probably regressed completely. We noticed that in the distance, we see the survivor going towards Shack. I believe they don't know that the pallet is fake, which, yeah, they just go down anyway, because they weren't actually in the area. And then we leave them slugged so that we can then confirm our well-earned 4K. Now we go back up here. We don't even have to kick the gen at all because we just have to go ahead and follow him. Now he may try to rotate to get the pickup, and that's what we have to keep in mind. The thing is that when you're inside, I think you can kind of mind game it a little, but they can see you over that rock pretty much, so it's not really that easy to kind of mind game. As you can see, he's completely safe for the entirety of that area. Like, he doesn't have to really move around much. And then he reaches the next pallet just basically for free, which, once again, we just go ahead and break it because we have to. And we just replace it with the dream pallet. And then we notice that he's going to rotate to the top area here. It kind of threw him off, which means we're able to kind of stand there and give him the stare down, which I usually like to do when I get it down on some of these clowny survivors, is that I like to give him the stare down and then hit him with the fat no, and hit him with the moonwalk no and stuff like that, just to make sure they know, you know, what the vibes are. With that being said, I would think this is a very informative gameplay for you guys. Hopefully, you guys are enjoying this kind of content. I really want to showcase my ability with Freddy, but also to show that he's not a weak killer. He's quite powerful in the right hands, and the people who say that he's weak are just not good with him. There's nothing wrong with not being good at Freddy. Like, he's just a bit of a niche, you know. He's a little different and he's not a character that you can automatically look at and just point out and go value. Like, you kind of have to take the time out and kind of like dig in a little and go, okay, I can kind of see what we could do with this. Which, as you're gonna notice in the gameplay here, they end up getting hatched because they just spawned it directly under them. So that is classic behavior. And then there goes the builds. Very strong builds. As you can see, the Kate was trying to run every second chance under the sun. And the other Kate had apparently head-on deception. Very interesting builds, to say the least. So we're jumping right into the next match that I have with this build here, using Monitor and Abuse and the Never Sleep pills. I believe that's what it's called. I have honestly forgotten. But the combination is so that we reduce our visibility, as well as our terror radius, so that by the time they can actually see us coming, the music will already be active and it might catch them off guard, because they can't hear or see us until a certain range. Which is the idea. They run brand brutal strength in order to speed up breaks of the walls and pallets, so that we can continue to place down more dream pallets and overall continue to have chase potential, because we still have to utilize the footwork either way, but at least we will be able to break the pallet quickly so that we can cut down on some of the free distance they make for how slow it is to actually kick the pallet on base. Now, right here, we're utilizing the footwork. We are getting a pallet out very easily. We break it down, and then we place down the dream pallet. They are awake, so they're not going to see me place it, which is good. So that means that anyone else who doesn't know that pallet's down will then get caught off guard later. Which is, once again, dream pallet value. You can hear all the naysayers who want to keep saying snares are better, are clearly not understanding the depth of the pallets, okay? We can definitely see that. Now, she's running in a really bad area, I guess, and she runs directly back into the bad area, so that's good for me. Free hit, that's already solid. We start continuing to follow her. That's all we need to do, because somehow the other person got healed very quickly, which gives you enough information about the lobby you're in, because of the fact that if they're instantly healing off of just a single M1, like, they didn't even run off anywhere, they didn't even try to like wait a single second, like, they immediately started healing, you know what kind of lobby you're up against, and you know, okay, we can definitely like utilize that to our advantage here. Now, as you can see here, this one goes down pretty quickly. They didn't really run into anything too strong, and then we could begin to start teleporting to that gen that we know that they were possibly working on. Now, we are able to finally hear the game, right? Because the headphones I was using prior to getting the new headset, I was not able to hear very well. So thankfully, because of our hearing, we were able to actually know that the ace was on this generator, which we let it regress, and they actually end up getting the save. Now, Ace is kind of just booking it across the map out of fear. We let him go to go find the Michaela who was getting healed. And as you can see, they're immediately healing under hook, like every time. So we use that. We're going to go after Michaela again. She's already injured from me just hitting them, which means by the time that I even catch up to them, their endurance should have already ran out. And which means that we're just going to get the knockdown or the pallet out of it. Either way, Brutal Strength will come into play, immediately eliminating the resource. They get the gen done. That's inevitable. You can't really do much about that. We were at least able to buy enough time. It turns out there was a hook actually behind me, so we just went around it. She's not taking a body block, so we don't care. We just get the free hook. And we just use that to leverage to our side. We also know that that deadlock will show us the next gen with the most amount of progress. We will just continue to follow this Michaela for now until they immediately end up unhooking. Now, the reason I'm going to fake the teleport to that gen is so that we can push them away from the hook, because they'll see the image appearing by the gen, and then they'll run away, which will buy me more time to keep her injured. Now, you're going to notice a little tidbit here is if a gen that you start teleporting to ends up getting done, you can still commit to a teleport, or you can continue to fake it. Either way. Now, obviously, we didn't have to commit to the teleport here, but you can see that there's even two people flying in to both heal a person. So that already tells you the kind of team you're going up against. You got to keep an eye on these things. Like the survivors will give away a lot of information if you really pay attention to them. So we know now that okay, they're gonna keep going for, like, they're probably afraid to take body blocks, but we know that they're going to be trying to heal each other as quick and as soon as possible. Now, here is where I think the add-on and the monitor and abuse value kicks in, because she didn't see me or hear me, but she knows that the image was appearing, and we saw her where she was going, so we were able to just commit to the teleport to cut down on the distance. Immediately turn around and know where she was going. Got the free M1. She runs into the classroom with barely any defense, if any at all, and then we continue to utilize the footwork. Now, keep in mind that when you're in the dream world and they're asleep and whatever have you, the red stain is still active, so you do have to utilize the footwork at all times with Freddy, which I am I would find it very enjoyable, to say the least. I think Freddy's the one killer that I can definitely hop on and automatically just be able to shake off any rust with my footwork with Freddy for some reason. So we got the first hook on them. So everybody's been first hooked, which is not normally what I try to do. But once again, we try to go for the hit, but the heal was just fast enough where I just was not able to get the knockdown. Now, we're going to hit Ace just so he's injured, so they waste more time healing. We're going to keep using their need to heal each other against them. They end up dropping the God palette very early, so we just place on the God, the fake God palette, and go after the Michaela that we actually want, because we're down to 3 gens. We need a kill now. If we don't get the kill now, the game's going to be a lot harder later, so it's better to get the kill now so you can have a much easier time toward the mid and end game, which we are at the mid game, but you get the point. Getting somebody out of the game is the best way, because you are essentially outnumbered, and even though you have powers, you still are outnumbered, and the objective is quite easy to do. Now, once again, because of our headset, we're able to hear. We were able to hear them healing here. We continue to go after them, and we just kind of wait till them to drop the pallet. I think she dead-hearted, which was weird. I don't know what that was about. Maybe she thought I was gonna swing or something. I don't know. But she ended up dead-harding like into the table, I guess. Maybe she's just scared or something. But either way, we ended up getting that out of the way, so we can continue to follow through and get rid of another pallet, which once again, more brutal strength value. Very, very good on a lot of killers, especially M1 killers, because pallets is definitely a gigantic obstacle. Now, we know that the Cheryl is nearby, but we're going to focus on the Michaela here, because I don't think she knows that pallet was fake, which once again, dream pallet value. And then this is why I do not run snares, because this exact scenario with the easy downs and stuff like that, I guess she had dead hard or some kind of free endurance, but because we have the dream pallets, it makes them think that they are going to be safe or have some kind of way for defense, and then all that hope shatters in a matter of a single button press when they go to try and drop the pallet. Now I will be doing a Freddy stream, trying to break down all the little things about Freddy that make him actually a good killer. As much as people like to say he's the weakest, which I honestly think it's probably Pig. Even with the buffs, I would say Pig is, at least for me personally, because at least in my eyes, a killer is not necessarily as weak as the person playing him. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can, if you're really good with a killer, the strength will be accentuated by the playstyle and the knowledge of that character. So when I use Freddy, I see a really strong killer. I see abilities that completely help my playstyle, and then little things that I can do to leverage the game to my side, among other things. Now, we're faking the teleport there, but we do hear the gen in front of us, and we know that they're injured. That pallet is fake. She didn't actually use it. But either way, she doesn't make anything. So she just goes down, and then they're going to get the save, and then we could just go ahead and hook them and continue to cycle them out one by one. Once again, utilizing that strategy. Once you're getting the first person out of the game, you can do that. Sometimes you're gonna have to get another kill like pretty soon, because like the gens can get done very quickly. You fake the teleport there just in case for some reason they'd be on the gen already, because you know a lot of the times you'd be surprised they'll just somehow already be there touching the gen. So you know, we were trying to be more careful there. Now once again, we're going to utilize the footwork. We do a little bit of some moonwalk in there. I did kind of throw him off, so we did end up getting the M1, which is really solid. We don't really have to break the pallet yet, and you're going to see he just kind of runs past this fake pallet, but he doesn't really make anything else, so we just knock him down. They're probably going to heal under hook, so this is why I've been trading them out, because we know that they're going to stop and heal. They're going to do whatever they can in order to try to heal and just do what they've been doing the entire game, which is what we're using to leverage it to our side, because they constantly have been going for heals. Now we're teleporting to the gen that we know they had progress on. We had that in the back of our minds. Once again, as you can see, she has the toolbox. She's running to the gen. It's still regressing. We get a free hit. She tries to run behind us. And maybe she could have Dead Hard, I believe. So we do want to keep an eye on that. But thankfully, we're at this window, which the best goal that you should be going for is trying to get them to vault multiple times. And I think she was trying to do that like thing where they run out then backwards to slam down the pallet, to abuse the prompt range, or exploit the prompt range, I should say. Which thankfully either way it's a dream pallet, so we still kind of get value from that, and then she's out of the game, which is good for us. Now you're gonna see that we go once again teleporting back to that gen, because you know it had a pretty good amount of progress. It's still sparking, and we don't really have any more info on anybody else, but there's also about 3 hooks among the 2 of them left. Now I think this portion here is definitely going to be the pills add-on monitor and abuse combination coming into play, because I think I may have been far enough where maybe she didn't actually see me walk through the doorway or something like that, or maybe didn't hear me. Among other things, there's a lot of things that could come into play. And I think that Freddy can be very deceptively strong, especially when behavior themselves are showing by the stats that he's the number 6 top killer, which shocks everybody. Oh, what are you talking about? He's weak. It's like, no, he's quite good. And I want to create that stream for you guys. I want to jump into that stream and try to break down why Freddy can be strong. And we're gonna keep doing that. You know what I'm saying? We're going to keep continuously doing that now that we have the headset. We can actually hear. He does end up actually stopping the gen from regressing, but the game's already over. So shambles for him, I guess. Now we continue to follow him. He is running into that room, but he doesn't even want to. He's not even trying to utilize the pallet. He's going toward the bathrooms, which here we're once again using our hearing. We're trying to kind of bait him to make him maybe fall down, which he does. We go the other way to hide. You know what I'm saying? We hide ourselves, appear out of nowhere, knock him down. He got completely outplayed, which is a fantastic play on my part. And that was just due to the fact that I just love this map. It's Silent Hill themed, obviously, but also I just know the spots. I know where to go. I've been on this map numerous amounts of times. I know all the routes. And that just comes with experience, obviously. And if you enjoy the map, you're gonna obviously take the time out to learn those things. With that being said, I'm gonna try to quickly cut over to the builds. Obviously, we find her. Oh, actually, do we find her? No, I don't think we do. I think behavior might have spawned the. No. Wait. Yeah, we did find her. Okay, cool. All right. Now I'll jump into the builds. So taking a quick glance, we see that very strong builds. We're going to go ahead and give it a pause real quick. And then we're going to go ahead and just what the heck? Try to break down the builds here. So off the bat, Windows will make it. Proof Thyself and Live. Very strong combo with a kitted flashlight. Ace running. Here's the kicker here, right? The Ace's build is the kicker here. That's the thing that really stuck out to me was they had Alert, Windows, and Distortion. These three perks combined had literally countered my one add-on, which is really hilarious to me because I had ran the Dream Palettes, but Alert is showing him where I'm at. Windows is showing him where the pallets were. And then Distortion, so if he slams down the pallet, I don't get the aura. That's insane. That's really unusual. You don't see that often. And then the two, Cheryl, Michaela, both running the same exact For the People, Buckle Up, Adrenaline, and Dead Hard to try to utilize a broken combo. So as you can see, like this build is still viable against BS like that because the way that we were playing and utilizing the strategies in our footwork, they really had no opportunities to actually go for a For the People play. Because if they were to go to try to do that, it wouldn't really give them a lot of benefit, I would say, especially with our strategies and whatnot. They constantly had to go and hook somebody else, and we just kept cycling them out. And obviously it was midwich, so they were playing in my basically playing at home base, for me, So it was completely on my side from that encounter. But with that being said, hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video. Hopefully you learned something, and hopefully you will do all the YouTube things for me, like, comment, subscribe, do all the YouTube things, maybe even share the video if you'd like. And if you want to become a member to get exclusive perks, feel free to do so. And hopefully I'll see you in the next video.